Hi, and welcome to the Feeling Donut channel. This is the first video I'm ever going to upload, so I'd like to wish you all a very warm welcome, and I hope this video and this channel can clear up some things surrounding disability. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a 17-year-old lifelong wheelchair user who has been a part of the disability activist community for about 12 years now. So virtually my entire life that I can remember. Today's video topic is disability misrepresentation in the media and why it's harmful. It was inspired by a Netflix original series called Never Have I Ever. I won't spoil the plot for anybody who wants to watch it because aside from the inherent ableism, it's a very good series, and if you don't find if you think you can stomach the amount of ableism that I will talk about in this video, I would highly recommend watching it. So, 5 minutes into the first episode, this person who, for the last 3 months, she has been paralysed in a wheelchair. 5 minutes into the first episode of the series, however, her paralysis is, guess what? Miraculously cured. This is very harmful for a variety of reasons, most of which I hope to go into in this video. So, first of all, I will start from the first thing that came to my head. Kids or young people will be watching this series, and for young disabled people who are impressionable, like any other young person is, this could perhaps give them false hope, which I'll get into now. So, as a young child, like many other disabled people, I struggled accepting my disability a lot, and I always thought there would be some miraculous cure. But spoiler alert, there isn't, because I have permanent brain damage. However, when young me saw things like miraculous disability cures in the media, I thought because it's in a movie, it must be true. And a lot of young disabled people think this as well. And it's very harmful because it teaches young disabled people that they are a problem, that their disability is a problem that has to be solved in order for them to fit into society as society is meant to be fit into, which is very, very wrong. So this will teach children that not only are miraculous cures possible, which they're not, it will teach them that they should aim for this. Second reason, I don't want to spoil too much, I have to, in order to get into this. So our main character, her paralysis suddenly goes away because she sees a person who she thinks is attractive in a car park and wants to get a better view. So hence the best way to do this for her is to miraculously be able to stand up, which is not very accurate at all, and I don't think it's very healthy because let's get into this. And I'm very sorry this is a bit rambly, but this is my first video, so miraculous cures, like I've previously said, they don't exist. That's not to say conditions cannot be improved, but they don't exist. And by saying that people can get miraculously cured and that life suddenly gets better because somebody is miraculously cured, it is it's very offensive because it implies once again, like the last one, that this is what we should aim for, and that we should not be comfortable in our own skin. We should aim to find a cure. That should be our life's purpose, to find a cure, because disability is so horrible. And while again it's so unrealistic, it paints an idea of disability that does not exist, and hence perpetuates stereotypes that are very harmful, that paint us as lazy and stupid and all sorts of things. So, aside from all of this being incredibly unrealistic and incredibly wrong, because it teaches disabled people all sorts of things, and it teaches non-disabled people to believe these things. Throughout the series, various offensive pieces of language are used. Again, in the first episode, this girl meets her friends before class at school, and her friend says something along the lines of, "I'm so happy you're not in a wheelchair anymore. If you were, I would have refused to use my legs too in protest because it's so bad." That is not how you make a disabled person feel better. You make a disabled person feel better by helping them and making sure their environment is acceptable for them. As a disabled person, the majority of my problems do not come from my disability itself. They come from how people act about it, which is again why I started this channel, because I want to improve the way people act. When you say something like that was said in this TV show, it's again implying that disabled people are lesser and they are an object of pity, which we are not. We are living, breathing, sentient beings with ambitions, with hopes, with dreams, with passions, and we are not objects of pity. We are friends, we are family, we are people in our own right, besides all of this. And if you treat us as objects of pity, it's inherently implying that we are lesser. And that is one of the things that in the series that is not that great. Aside from all of this, a lot of offensive language is used, like cripple and demented. For those of you who don't know, a cripple is probably one of the worst slurs you can call a disabled person, because it's demoralizing, having been called it several times in the past. It implies once again that you are lesser, and if you say, I believe the quote was in the TV show, one of the quotes was "Let's get demented," which again, it implies that these people are a thing and not sentient people in their own right. Now, for those of you who have seen the series, a lot of people might say that, as a counter argument, that we should be happy for any representation that we get. That is not true, as I can't remember who exactly said this, but I know it was in another Netflix original, which I might talk about in another episode, in another video, not episode. If we have to be thankful for the littlest of things, we're never going to be equal. This series is inherently ableist because it teaches kids and it teaches its viewers that disability is something that can be gotten rid of, something that should be gotten rid of. As a disabled individual, I can tell you that now I have grown and realised that the world is full of ableism. I don't want to get rid of my disability. I just want to make the world a better, more accommodating place. Now, things a series could have done to make this better is, which is again why I put myself through the whole series. I thought there would be some sort of redemption arc where she realises her past paralysed self was just as great and just as lovely as her current self, but that didn't happen. It was all about her dreams to escape being labelled as a disabled person or as a cripple. And it was all about the hatred she felt for herself at that point in her life, which I admit, being disabled isn't the most fun all of the time. But I don't believe that whenever you mention disability, it should be negative, because, like I just said, the series is great when it doesn't talk about disability. It's lovely, but as soon as it talks about it, all it talks about in terms of disability is how bad it is. And I appreciate that things can be hard to get used to and be hard to assimilate to, but it doesn't reflect the majority of the disabled community. it really doesn't. It just perpetuates that we all hate ourselves and that we are objects of pity, which is incredibly, incredibly wrong. Because, like I said, we have lives, we have dreams, we have ambitions, we have things we want to do, and one of the things that I want to do is make sure that things like this, that were done in this Netflix original, do not happen again. Although I'm aware that I'm one voice, and as much as I can do, to make sure they don't happen again, it probably will happen again, which is why I want to share my voice with as many people as possible. And to end this video, I would just like to outline my main points. We are not objects of pity. We are sentient beings who are oftentimes very happy being disabled. There are much bigger things to focus on rather than our disability. That we have dreams, we have ambitions, we are world leaders, we are bosses, we are employees, and aside from all of that, even if we were none of those things, we are still people, and we deserve to be treated with basic dignity and respect. And if you teach young children from a young age that disabled people are objects of pity, we're never going to be equal, because we're always going to be seen as different in a bad way, and as kind of the lowest of the low, and that is not okay. So I hope you enjoyed this mini rant video. I never thought I would say this in my life, but please like this video and subscribe. Thank you.